Hey there, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Sonia Space. Welcome to episode 18. I surprise myself every time as to how much closer I am getting to episode 20. And I surprise myself every day, and I'm proud of myself for staying consistent and sticking it through over the last year. And I've realized I'm at episode 18 now, it's because I have certain tools and tactics that I have used for my podcast recording, for my work, for other areas of my life to ensure that I attend to these tasks and achieve my weekly and monthly goals. So for today's episode, I want to go into the types of tools and tactics which I have used and has enhanced my efficiency and organization in various aspects of my life. And it was also a popular request when I post Instagram polls on my story. And I know there were quite a lot of people that wanted me to go into productivity tools and organization. And I would love to talk about it for today's episode. Before I get started, I do want to say that I am not always on top of things. And, you cannot give 100% of yourself every day. But if you're giving a little bit of something for yourself and to yourself every day, that shouldn't be gone unnoticed. And it took me a while to find ways where I can improve my life and tools that I've used that have helped me improve my lifestyle and stay on top of things. I was not this person, a few years ago. I feel like I also have a proper morning routine, and there are definitely areas of my life where I feel like I could get better. One of them is fitness. But I just want to say that, you shouldn't be hard on yourself. It's just baby steps. And I've found these strategies and tools to help me along the way. The first piece of advice I would give to someone who wants to align with their goals and achieve these goals is make sure you find out which productivity tool works out for you. And there are so many productivity tools out there. So as someone who works in a medical device company, especially when it comes to patient safety, a lot of my role has a lot to do with time management and setting timelines for deliverables. And in order to do that, I had to find certain tools which helped me stay on tasks and make sure that we weren't late in attending to an action item. So the one tool that I really enjoy and like that I've used not only for work, but also for personal tasks that I need to attend to is Microsoft OneNote. And it's a digital note-taking app, and I'm sure that you've probably seen people use it, but you can try downloading it. I definitely use it more for work, but I basically list out all of my action items for the day. I have it for the week and for the month, right? So I just have a list of activities that I need to attend to, and I have check boxes next to them. And every morning when I log into work, that is the first app that I open up to see where I'm standing, what I need to do. And then I use my other apps like Outlook and Teams. But it's a great way to stay on top of your tasks and action items. And I just love the formatting of it. There's like different tabs and colors. Like there's great ways to organize all of your tasks. So I would definitely recommend Microsoft OneNote, especially for work. In terms of my podcast and personal life, I don't necessarily use OneNote as much for that. I use either my Outlook calendar where I keep track of all of my personal appointments and work meetings. And then I also have my Google Calendar for when I do set up an appointment, I will just link it to my Google Calendar as well. So having a calendar is also great because that way you want to make sure you're not missing events and are staying on track with all of your meetings and appointments. For my podcasting, the way I stay on track with my episodes and just brainstorming in general is one, I use my notes app. So I have it with me at all times. So if I think of an idea or someone proposes an idea or anything, I have my notes app where I keep track of all my podcasting brainstorming ideas, what topics I want to talk about, the content that I'm trying to create. So notes is very much handy, especially if you have an iPhone. So that is a great tool to use. I also use Google Docs to write out all of my scripts. I rather use that instead of Microsoft Word because it is on a cloud system. So I can have access to it anywhere I go, like on my phone or, using another laptop. I think having all my script on Google Docs is very effective and it's been working for me in order to stay organized and have access to all of the topics that I've talked about in the past. So basically, just figure out what tools are available. The ones that I've listed have been working out so well for me. And I mean, there are other tools for other things that you can use, such as like meditation. There's tools for fitness goals. You just need to figure out what you're working on for the most part of your day and then just kind of figure out which tools you need and strategies that you need to use to make sure that you're aligning with your goals and attending to your tasks. The next piece of advice I would give you is create a routine for yourself. And what I mean by that is in order to achieve your goals and having the right tools and resources, it will help you stay on track with your goals for like the day, week, or month, year. And once you get into the habit of your routine and staying consistent, it obviously makes it easier for you to achieve your goals. And I go more into routine setting, especially having a proper morning routine on episode 10. And the reason why I want to bring up routine, I'm not saying I necessarily have a full on routine for everything, but I definitely have a proper morning routine because it helps me, set up for the rest of the day, right? So you have to be in the right mental space, right? In the right headspace in order to start your day. I feel like your environment matters, your headspace, your mental clarity, all of that matters when you start your day because all of the activities that do come along your way throughout the day, you want to make sure that you're addressing them in appropriately. So for instance, I talk about in my morning routine that I need to make sure the area, my workspace is clean and tidy. And so mentally, I feel like I have enough space and I feel mentally calm when I'm trying to attend to other tasks when my area is clean and tidy. Also, taking care of myself in the morning and making sure that I'm brushing my teeth, washing my face, doing my skincare routine, making some coffee, making some tea, reading a little bit of a book, whatever you need to do in the morning to help you start with your day, I think is very important. So create a routine for yourself. For me, morning routines have been working out really well for me. And I think that will help you obviously stay consistent and it will, again, it will make it easier for you to achieve your goals. I would also say that get into the habit of prioritizing your tasks. So from high priority to least priority. And like for me, I said that I have to go through with my morning routine. That is high priority for me because I know that I cannot function properly if I have not attended to my morning routine. So figure out all of your priorities throughout the day, throughout the week, and make a mental note of it or list them out. For work, I use OneNote and I list out all of my priorities from high priority to least priority. And I use color coding all of that to, I know what works for me. I'm a visual person. I need to see it and I need to be able to type it out. So figure out how you can manage and prioritize your tasks, whatever it may be, and find ways that the tools or whatever can help remind you of these tasks or give you an alert. I mean, there's like the reminder tool on your iPhone that can help you do that as well. So learn to prioritize your priorities and tasks, because if you have them all out of order, then it just builds up and then you're not attending to the important tasks. And you want to make sure that, yeah, you don't have to get through all of them, but at least you got through most of them and even the important ones. So definitely learn to prioritize your activities, your tasks, everything you need to do throughout the day, week, or month. The next piece of advice I would give you is, speaking of like mental space, being in the right headspace, you want to make sure you're also minimizing your distraction when you're working on something. So right now I'm recording this podcast episode. My door is shut, right? My husband's door, office door is shut because I don't want my microphone to pick up anything. My phone is on silent next to me, and my room is also very much clean. So just minimizing distractions and knowing that, you have this like tunnel vision, you know what you need to work on. And that really helps you be more creative and it helps you get your tasks done. Also, I've noticed that sometimes going into a space where you feel more creative and inspired is great too. I remember when I was doing my master's, or like if I need to work on something sometimes, I would go to Barnes and Noble, I would go to a cute cafe or a coffee shop, and I would just take my headphones, whatever it may be, just smelling the coffee and smelling the books. Like I would feel really inspired. So find out, like, create a space for yourself or go into a space where you do feel inspired and you do feel creative. I think it really helps people, especially me, who's a very visual person, and I'm really all about like all of my senses, right? Like I want to make sure the room smells nice. I want to make sure the room's tidy. Everything looks good. It helps me be in an environment where I could be productive and I could be creative. So I think that's also really important, is minimize your distractions and being in a space where you have all of these things in front of you to help you achieve your goals. The last piece of advice that I want to give you is the importance of taking the time to take care of yourself mentally and physically. This includes having a proper night's sleep, working out, drinking water throughout the day, having a proper breakfast, whatever it may be. I think it's important to attend to those things, which is really important for you to ensure that you're staying productive and you're using the brain power that you need to stay productive and achieve the tasks throughout the day. For me, especially sleep, if I don't sleep well at night, I cannot function throughout the day. Like at least I'm going at like 60% of what I normally do, right? So make sure that you're getting the proper sleep that you need so you can be in the space of being productive, being creative, and staying on task and attending meetings, whatever it may be. If you feel good mentally and if you don't feel tired, then you have the opportunity to spend a lot of time in achieving your goals or whatever it may be. So please, I think the importance of taking care of yourself mentally and physically is really important, because you want to avoid feeling like you're going through a burnout. And that's like one of the worst feelings ever. And if you don't take care of yourself mentally and physically, it adds up. So you need to figure out, how are you going to prioritize your daily tasks to where you do give an importance to your mental and physical health, and then also for other tasks that you need to attend to. So please, please take care of yourself mentally and physically to the best of your ability. And keep in mind, you can adjust your priorities as you go and understand which strategies and tactics work best for you. So for instance, like having my podcast scripts on Google Docs on a cloud service, like I mentioned before, is so helpful because initially I was using Microsoft Word and I realized, okay, wait, I can't gain access to my script if I wanted to update something. So just figure out what works best for you, and also set reminders and alerts on your phone that will help you attend to a task or prioritize something that you need to do throughout the day. So as you go and as you figure out the tools and resources that you need, you can adjust accordingly to whatever works best for you. And whatever works best for me may not work for somebody else. So you need to figure out what works best for you. Let's go into our next segment, which for today, I'm picking the new thing or new experience that I've had. For those of you that don't know, if you haven't listened to all of my podcast episodes, I love to travel and I also love going to national parks, especially in America. And I really do enjoy talking about it. And I know I have listeners that are really into going to national parks and traveling and whatnot. So I really would like to talk about my recent national park visit, which was Arches National Park in Utah. And it's in the southeast region of Utah, so in the Moab Desert. And in order to go to Arches, please keep in mind, I actually didn't know this until that week. And I got really lucky and I was able to get entry into the park. Is you have to reserve a time slot to get into Arches. So if you haven't been to Arches, definitely check it out. I feel like Utah has some very unique national parks, and there's one more that I haven't been to. So I've been to Zion, Bryce, and now Arches, but Canyonlands, which is also really close to Arches, I wasn't able to go to, but my God, Arches was really out of this world. It's not that big of a park. It's completely drivable and you can just make your way to the end and come back. But there's a lot of hiking trails and whatnot. I didn't hike too much. Honestly, it was really hot and we didn't have the time. I feel like the next time I go, I would definitely check out the Delicate Arch hike, which is the infamous delicate arch that you see in Microsoft wallpapers and the Utah license plate, which I did see it from far away and it looks so tiny, but once you're up there, it's huge. I would definitely do that next time, but it's a drivable park. They do have little hikes. I did a short hike into the Sand Dunes Arch, which was really cool, but such a beautiful, beautiful park. And it also falls under the International Dark Space for stargazing. And I love stargazing. So we did the drive throughout the park and stepped out to just, check out the scenery and whatnot. And at night, since it was a new moon, so a new moon means that, the sunlight is not hitting the moon. So it's completely dark, which is like the best time to go stargazing because you have to wait till the moon is like underneath the horizon to see the stars. So we went to Arches back at night. There were quite a lot of people there. But you can see like the Milky Way, you can see all the stars, and it was so beautiful. I got some really good pictures, but I was so glad that I was able to go during the day and at night. So definitely check out Arches if you haven't. It's in the desert. The weather was really nice at night too. It was like 60 something degrees, which was great. So I would highly, highly recommend going to Arches National Park. Thank you so much for listening in today. I am so grateful for all the support and feedback I've been getting. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to Sonia Space and follow me on Instagram for sneak peeks on upcoming episodes as well as other inspirational content. I hope your day goes well and I've left you feeling inspired. Bye-bye.